My dad is now a fugitive, and they have a warrant for his arrest, and they're now coming after him and looking for him, all for missing parenting classes and not paying for them. They're going to kill my dad for that, shoot him in the head for that, or be put back in jail for another 6 months and be tortured again, all for loving his Abby, Alex, and Brandon, when Andrew Warren, the state attorney, even admitted my dad did nothing but be mean and aggressively argue. So my dad is a fugitive now, and my dad, he isn't going to run. My dad isn't going to back down to these pigs of the state. He won't bow before thugs who have badges and guns. He won't bow before the fake court, Sheriff Gee, Andrew Warren, or Rick Scott, because my dad stands with the Lord. He stands with Jesus Christ, the creator of the universe. Because my dad fights for his Abby, Alex, and Brandon, and he won't let anybody touch them. Do you see how sick the state is? They make innocent, loving daddies out to be criminals and fugitives. They make children like me out to be criminals and delinquents. And they drag mommies like animals? These thugs with guns have no authority, especially when they take advantage of moms, dads, and children, and my dad aren't and never will accept their authority. Not when they steal and sell children, not when they try to kill my dad just for loving his Abby, Alex, and Brandon. Don't feel bad or sad for my dad, because my dad chose this. He chose not to go to parenting classes. He chose not to follow their rules. All of it he chose so that everyone can see with their own eyes what the state and the government do to families. What they do to fathers who just love their babies. My dad hasn't broken any law but be mean and aggressively argue, yet he's a fugitive? And they steal money from you by making my dad go to parenting classes? When they've already stolen so much money from us and they make you pay for it? And he has to pay for everything else? And probation? And he has a warrant and they're going to shoot him in the head? Can you believe this? Can anybody believe this? My dad, he isn't running, he's preparing, and he's not going to allow this crap to go on for any longer. And my dad will do anything to protect his Abby, Alex, and Brandon, and your Abby, Alex, and Brandon, because my dad's fighting for all of the children the state steals. And if that makes him a fugitive, then so be it. I wish everyone was a fugitive like him. I wish everyone was a criminal like my dad. My dad, he chose this. He chose to fight for all the stolen children and your children. He chose to love his babies. And what does he get for choosing to love his babies? What does the state do? What does the state give my dad? They give him a warrant. They make my dad a fugitive, and they're going to shoot him in the head for it? When my dad hasn't broken a single law? My dad's not running, but preparing. He'd never run from his children. He'd give his life for his children and your children. Wouldn't you do the same? No, you wouldn't, because if you wouldn't do it for my brother and sister, how could you do it for yours or your children? If you can't even see my brother and sister as your own child, then how could you ever do the same for your child? How could you ever fight for or protect your own children, your own babies, when you can't even see other children as your own?